Hello and welcome to Obscura Undead. I am Ian, aka DJ Vamp Daddy, and I am going to be ushering in the new year for Obscura Undead. Welcome to 2023. This episode sees me in my new home up in New England. I moved here back in early December to right just outside of the Salem, Massachusetts area, maybe 10-15 minutes away. I grew up here, I lived here as a child. I have a lot of family here. So that was the impetus to want to come back to this area. I like cooler weather. But I do miss my friends in Florida, and I'm still obviously working with Azzy and Mouse, who is currently on a hiatus. And, we also have Chandler from Gateway Goth Events, who's joined up. That's Scarecrow Joe on Instagram and TikTok. So this is the new place. I don't have everything all completely set up yet. Lighting, everything, like it's still a work in progress, but I told Azzy, who was going to do a review of the band, the Pilgrims of Yearning, I told Azzy that I had tried to put together a reaction video back in October, and I just wasn't happy with the way it came out. I had like a lot on my mind, which is why I haven't done any videos for either Obscura Undead or for my own channel. And I really felt like, I wanted to get this video done because even though I've seen the video already, so it's not a pure reaction, it's really like, it's a great video, it's a great song, and we wanted to make sure that we got it shared with everybody. So I'm going to dig right in. Like I said a little bit earlier here, this is going to be the Pilgrims of Yearning, and if you're not familiar with them, it is a duo based out of Boston, Massachusetts, of Jules Garrot and Claudio Marcio, and they are both from Chile, and they have been here for a few years now. This is their... I'll probably get killed for this one. I want to say this is their fourth or fifth album. This is a EP, though, not a full-length album. Looking at their discography on Bandcamp, they have, let's see... 1, 2, 3, 4, the fourth one's a remix, and this makes 5. So this is their 5th release. It is an EP, like I said. The release is called Hadel, and if you're not familiar with that term, that is a demarcation point in the ocean at about 20,000 feet. So it's pretty deep. And everything off of this EP, as I've noticed, is all water-based. So the video that they have out right now is for the track called Lamar, and then which translates to like the ocean or the sea. Another track is called Tides, another one's called Rivers, and fourth track on there is called Storms. So Pilgrims of Yearning, it is composed primarily of Jules and Claudio, though they do have a bassist, Sean Woodbury, who does make an appearance in the video. And I'm going to go ahead and roll it, so I'm not, drawing everything out here, but I just got to tell you, like, I love the song, and I hope you guys like the video as well. I'm going to share with you and give you my thoughts on it. So here we go. So this area that they're filming in, I like the water that they're doing. This is all down right off the coast of Massachusetts. And I can tell you, even if they filmed this in summer, it would be extremely cold water. New England's not known for their sunny beaches and warm water like Florida is. So, yeah. And there are a lot of lighthouses that you can find in the area. So there's Jules. She's a very enchanting voice. It's Sean, their bassist. And that's Claudio. You can hear a lot of the Chilean or South American influences on his guitar playing, as well as the post-punk vibe to it. I'm curious how they got this boat, because I don't believe they own a boat. It's not very cheap to have a boat here, so I don't know if they rented a boat for the day and just said, hey, we're going to film a music video, and I hope that's okay. You see some fishing boats off. There's a big fishing community up here in New England. Alright, cool. Okay, so I'm going to pause the video real quick right here, and you can see her, like, the mood of the video changes. And so I looked up the lyrics of this song because I really like the vibe of it. And I was kind of curious, you're talking about the ocean and whatnot, and when you read it, which you could find on Bandcamp, but it seems very much like this is somebody who has a life that they're not content with. They're bored of it. They can't figure out, like, maybe not figure out would be the right word, but they are just not having a great time with it. The mundane, droll day-to-day functionality of it. And so from what I gathered from the lyrics, it seems like this idea of going to the sea or to the ocean helps them, when you have the warm sun on you and you're touching water, and it doesn't have to necessarily be a beach like Hawaii or something out of Florida. Like, it's just like the atmosphere. And I think that's where it's like helping to take them to a magical place to free their mind. I could be wrong, but that's my interpretation of it. Because she does have lyrics in here talking about fairies and golden glam, and so I think, the idea of the ocean, which is a very mysterious and magical part of the earth. Between her voice and the guitars and the bass and the synth, like everything coming together, I like last summer when this song came out, and late last summer, this was my jam. I really couldn't stop playing it. And I find it interesting in this video, having seen them perform last year at Dark Spring, Boston. Jules is... she's got a very subdued performance. Her stage presence is very, very high energy. So her to be more slow and methodical in her dancing and thoughtful about the movements she's making, it's very restrained, but it fits the vibe of this song so well. And there again is the beautiful New England coastline, which, it is a very iconic coastline. You think of big lighthouses and rocks and lobster boats with lobster cages and lobster traps. So I think they utilize what they have very well. Recorded and produced by John Rye? Oh gosh. Anyways, I recently met Jean, and very nice individual. And they really, like, everything about this to me is perfect, and that's why I felt like this was worth getting featured on here. And as he was going to do a video highlighting them anyways, we said let's go for it and put it out there. So my view on this, they took a very limited, like they don't have a high budget to film with and special effects and whatnot. So they took what they had to work with, and they used a common trope, because I have seen, like usually you see like forests, or you see burnt out like industrial buildings being used in goth or alternative music videos, but a lot of times they'll also use like the beach. And the good part about using the beach for filming is that, aside from the occasional passerbys that'll come along, it's a very inexpensive location to film on, especially if you've just got like a simple, basic camera. And of course nowadays bands, you can get cheaper cameras and don't need big high-end Hollywood production equipment. So I think what they did for this was really nice. It was simple. The boat ride, Jules getting away onto the boat, or the band getting away from the daily droll mundane life that we all can kind of fall into, wanting to have that escape. And there's something, to me, she's singing about like the magic of maybe another time that she had experienced, and she's feeling that golden sunlight on her, and it's taking her away to, taking all of her cares and troubles away. And that's what the ocean is doing here. I could be completely wrong. I'm reading lyrics, I'm watching a video, but that's my interpretation of it, and I think they did a very well done job here. So anyways, that is it. That is Lamar by the Pilgrims of Yearning. I highly recommend you check them out. Like I said, this is their 4th release on Bandcamp, one being like a remixes, and from Bari Bari of Mephisto Waltz. So it's a remixes collection. And again, the EP that this came off of is Hadel, and I would say check them out on Bandcamp. We'll put the link below. Again, I am Ian. I believe the next video is coming up. Will be coming from Azzy. I will be doing a video of my own band that just got released here back in December. And otherwise, please like, subscribe, share, make a comment about what you thought of this video. Maybe next time I'll have more things like set up in here and better coloration of the lighting and all that good stuff. But until then, keep it spooky, and goodbye. From all of us at Obscure Undead, happy New Year.
This ignorance of consciousness, despair the self will find eternity.